Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move.
Good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Stephanie. If you don't know, I am teaching preschool this summer. I'm doing a summer school program in the district where I grew up and went to school, so I am so excited to be a part of this group now. Today is Tuesday. It is week 2 of summer school. I have a few things that I brought in this week that I am going to share with you. Let's see. All these goodies in my bag. I got a couple books from the library that we're going to read this week. One is I'm the Biggest Thing in the Ocean. This will be our read aloud for today. I really like this book. I read it last year during Ocean Week at the summer school that I worked at, and so it's this guy talking about how he's bigger than all these different animals, and so he thinks he's the biggest thing in the ocean. We have some really cool pages that open up like this, and then we get to the end and we realize that maybe he's not the biggest thing in the ocean. But it's a really cute book. I really like this, and I think the kids will really like this one. They seemed to really like it last year. And then the other book I got is the book that we will be reading tomorrow, and it's called One Tiny Turtle, and it goes through the turtle life cycle. It's super cute. I love it. And one of the things that I really like is that it has the picture and the story, and then it also has in a smaller print. It has some more facts. So I, just because of the group that I will be working with, will do more of a picture read with this book. But the pictures are really nice, and we'll just sort of go through the life cycle of a turtle tomorrow, and that will be one of our projects that we work on in a large group setting as well. So those are the 2 books I picked up from the library. I read them both last year, so I thought it would be good to bring them in again this year. Let's see, what else do I have in my bag? I have my binder with all of my kids' information, and then my notebook. And then I ended up going shopping. If you watched my last video, you may know that I do not have access to a lot of materials in this classroom. I was borrowing from other teachers and bringing stuff from myself that I've bought. So I went and did a quick trip and picked up a few things just so I can return the ones that I borrowed from the other teachers. So I have an Expo marker, and this was all Dollar Tree. I absolutely love these bubbles. They're Grab-A-Bubble. I used these during the school year with my kids at recess, and they loved them because these are the bubbles that you can catch, and they will stay on your hand. So they loved trying to catch these. The trick with these is that you have to wait about 5 seconds after the bubbles are blown before you can touch them. I don't know how the kids are going to do with them now. They really like popping bubbles. I don't know if they'll enjoy grabbing the bubbles as much, but I saw them and I haven't seen these in a while, so I picked them up while I could. I also brought in pens. I mentioned in my last vlog that I was doing data with crayons and it wasn't working so well, so I found pens and I brought those in. I have 2 other adults in the room and then another adult in the adjacent room who are also taking data, so I got a whole bunch of pens, so that way we can all have one. And then I got a variety of crayons. I got your typical Crayola, not sponsored, 24 pack, which I got at the Dollar Tree because I was there, but are 50 cents right now at Target, so maybe I should have gotten them there. I don't know. But crayons. And then I also got jumbo crayons because they're little hands, they're still working on grip. I thought some bigger ones might help out, so I have those. And then I got some of these snack containers that have been pretty popular amongst teachers on the internet that I've seen. So I'm going to transfer the crayons into here rather than having them in that box. These might be tricky to open for some of my kids, but they're really only using the crayons when there's an adult working at the station with them, so the adult will be able to help them anyways. So I don't see that being a problem. And then I also got scissors. These, again, were at Dollar Tree. Not sponsored, but Dollar Tree, hit me up. And so these were $1 for 2 scissors. So 2 and 2. So I got a total of 4 scissors. I am still hoping that the occupational therapist will let me borrow some of the special scissors that will spring back open, because some of my friends are not ready for this kind of scissor yet. So hopefully I'll be able to grab some of those, and that'll help. I do have some kids who are actually very good at scissors, and I'm very impressed. But there are still some that need that special spring scissor, I think they're called. I'm not really sure. I tried to find some online, and all the ones that I found were like you had to order them online and they would ship to you. I couldn't find any in store. So I figured I would just borrow some from the OT, and she was very nice and said that she would bring some in for me. So, I think that's it. Yeah, I got these. I don't know if I mentioned, I got these in a 3-pack. Sometimes they come in a 2-pack, sometimes 3. So when you get them in a 3, if you see them in a 3-pack, I would highly suggest picking them up, because that's like 20 cents less per container. So yeah. These are pretty cool. Love them. I also have this thing. It was like a packing material. My sister ordered a water bottle, and this was the material that it was wrapped in. And I thought it was cool. It's kind of crunchy and like stretchy. So I have one kid that definitely like needs to move a lot, and one of the things that we have for him, we have a couple different like sensory items that he can play with. To kind of keep his hands busy. So I thought this might be a fun one for him to explore, just because it's like a kind of funky kind of feeling. But yeah, that's all I have right now. I'm going to get some stuff printed out. An amazing teacher that I worked with this past year, Amy, had some extra chart paper in her classroom, and she went to work in our classroom this past week. So she passed that on to her neighbor, who actually works with me this summer. So her neighbor is going to be bringing me some chart paper. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to hold off on setting up my my whole group activity for today until that chart paper gets here. But I think everything else, I'm going to start getting set up. I have to do some printing. I have to write our morning message. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna get started. So here is our schedule for today. The kids come in and they have their arrival routine that they do. They come in at 10 o'clock. They have to use the bathroom and everything. Then they get to play once they've signed in and used the bathroom. Then we have our morning meeting. Today's activity as a part of morning meeting is which animals live in the ocean. So that's a sorting activity that we'll do as a whole group. Then we have our little music and movement break. I'm going to introduce the song I Had a Little Turtle. I love this song so much. It's so cute and catchy. And then we will move on to centers. I will pull kids to work with me at the teacher center, and we'll do a sorting activity related to the large group sorting activity. They will also have the opportunity to play in the kitchen and build with blocks. After centers, they wash their hands and we have a snack time. We do a quick read aloud. Some friends take a little bit longer to eat snack, so they will eat while I'm reading the story. Today's story is I'm the Biggest Thing in the Ocean. Then we will have some outside time where they can clean up. We haven't really had time to do books because I would rather them spend more time outside because we get about 15 minutes outside, and I think that that's something that they really enjoy and they really need. So we haven't been doing quiet book time before they leave. But then we go to dismissal. I will be meeting with a parent after dismissal. But yeah, that is our schedule for today. I have that up on the board. I kind of like to laminate that, but I don't know. Maybe I'll laminate that. We'll see how much time I have this week. But yeah, that's our schedule for today. I am waiting for my computer to update because now's a great time for an update. But I have set up our question for today. Our morning message says, "Good morning, friends. Today is Tuesday. This week we will learn about the ocean. Today we will learn which animals live in the ocean. Have you ever been to the beach? Yes or no?" And then I will put children's names here, and they will be able to pick it up and put their name in the column that corresponds with their answer. Finally, like an hour later, this is done. Ugh. So, our day is officially done. I met with a mom today who was so sweet. She wanted to know kind of what the child's day looked like, what kind of things we were working on. She was so awesome with making sure that, we could communicate with each other, whatever kind of vocab we're using here, that she wants to make sure that she's using the same kind of words at home, and just making sure things go smoothly. So that's really good. I'm really excited that, she was so open to that and like working with us. I was showing her today one of the things I want to try with him is asking for a break, and so signing it, crossing his arms against his chest to show us that he needs a break. So today he was getting really upset, so I asked him if he needed a break, and I showed it to him. I signed it on him, and I said, "You need a break," and then, we kind of took him out. So I was kind of showing her how I did that, and hopefully he'll start to be able to use that as a way to regulate himself. And when he's getting frustrated, he'll be able to use that to let us know that he needs to take a break. But yeah, so the day was pretty good. We had 3 friends out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we had 3 friends out today. So it was a small group. So we had 5 friends in here, like max, because one of our friends spends a lot of time in the other room. So most of the time there were 4 kids in here, and then sometimes kids would get pulled out for services. So it was a very small group today. So it was nice and quiet, which was pretty easy. Yeah, so now I'm kind of looking through some data stuff, just marking down a couple things and cleaning up. And then I'm gonna head out, go home, have some lunch, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, let me kind of show you some of the things that we did today. So we read I'm the Biggest Thing in the Ocean, which is a really cute book. We talked a lot about it. We compared sizes, we talked about all the different animals. And yeah, one of the kids, we read this book and I said, "We're gonna talk about the animals that live in the ocean." He goes, "Oh, like that," and points to the chart that we made about animals that live in the ocean. So at least someone's getting the connection, so that was really exciting. But yeah, I am going to show you the chart that we made today, which I think turned out pretty well. I was actually very impressed. So here's our chart that we worked on. It tells us animals that do live in the ocean and animals that do not. And and so they were able to identify the animal and glue them on. We did about half of the chart at first, and then later in the day, some of our friends finished up snack early while others were still finishing. So we did this as kind of a filler activity, and a couple of the kids added the last half of the animals. We had a lot of friends absent today, so there were a lot of extra animals, so we only did a few. We did about 6 animals, I think, to start off during our circle this morning, and then we added the rest on afterwards. Our other activity that we did today was this sorting activity, similar to what we did on the board together, but we did a sorting activity where the children had 3 animals to cut out: a fish, a shark, and a cat, and they had to sort them. So what I did for the children was I colored in this side blue with them to show them that this was the ocean. And then on this side, for 2 of the 3 kids, I ended up drawing a house because they told me that a cat lives in a house, so we drew a house on this side. And then they were able to cut these out and glue them on to their corresponding side. I had this activity made for my summer school last year, and one of the things that I was having a hard time with was the paras were doing everything for the kids, and they had a hard time really letting the kids take over. So I made up this sort of question sheet that goes along with it that gives some ideas on how to talk about the activity, asking them closed questions, and then asking them open questions, and then also some other things that they could do, like encouraging the children to ask for things, like "I want crayon," or "blue crayon please," and then identifying the colors. Last year a lot of our kids had color goals. This year a couple of them do, so I included that as well. Responding when adults ask questions is something that a lot of our friends are working on. And then last year especially, we had kids using smooth speech was one of their goals, and really projecting their voice. This year, not as much. Encouraging the children to use any speech at all for some of them is really good, but again, this was from last year, so I just kind of left everything. But yeah, I really liked that activity. I thought that, just having the 3 animals was pretty simple, and they kind of understood what we were doing since we did it as a group. Here are my crayons. They kind of got mixed up. I had jumbo crayons in one box and small crayons in the other, but whatever. So I only had 2 friends sign in today, just because that's, how it goes sometimes. Some of our friends can answer the question, and some of our friends are just doing other things and we don't get to it, but that's okay. We were still able to read our message and then go over our activity and actually do the animal sorting, which worked out pretty well. Okay, again, I just wanted to show you this super cute shirt that I'm wearing. It says, "I'm here for the kids," and I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. And because one of the other teachers who is there through a year, and I trust her, was wearing t-shirts and shorts last week, I decided that it would be okay for me to do the same. So I'm wearing all of my teacher shirts this week, and I really like it.
I ain't feeling lonely, and I wanna admit it's time to end the ride. Fading it too slowly, were those gonna lift me up this time?
Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Let's see, what are we doing today? I don't even know. Today we are going to focus in on one ocean animal, and we're going to talk about turtles. I'm going to read this book called One Tiny Turtle. It's super cute. I think I showed you a little bit of this yesterday. But so we're going to talk about turtles and their life cycle. I have some resources about turtles and turtle life cycle that I used with my kids last year. This year I'm going to do it a little bit differently, just because it's a different group of kids. There's a different sort of dynamic going on. But we're still going to talk about how they start off like an egg, then they start peeking out and they're a hatchling. When they're a kid, just like these kids, then they're called a juvenile, and then they grow up into an adult turtle. So we're going to kind of talk about those 4 steps. And we're going to see if we can do some little motions. So, they're kind of curled up into a little egg. They pop their head out to a hatchling, and then, we kind of grow from there. There's also an activity that I did last year that the kids really liked. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do it this year. Last year I used carpet squares. We don't have carpet squares for this group, but I think I might try with some of our other things here. Maybe some of the PT blocks that are really light, but they're like those big blue blocks. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I had the kids crawl from one station to the next, and they had their shell on their back, and they had to get to their next station without losing their shell. And it was really cute, and they really liked it last year. So maybe we'll try it. I think maybe 2 or 3 of our kids would really like that this year. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do it as a challenge for a couple of them. But yeah, today's our turtle day. Unfortunately, it is not Tuesday. So I can't make it Turtle Tuesday. But yeah, so I am going to print out some turtle life cycle things, just a couple coloring pages that I'll have as options if kids want to do a little coloring. And then I think I might do a little bit of a cut and paste kind of thing again, just because I have a few kids with cutting goals that I think would benefit from that. And then otherwise we're going to see what other kinds of goals we can tie in today. But yeah, so we're going to do that. I am going to print some of that out, and then I think I'm going to make a larger chart using the chart paper that Amy so graciously gave me. Yeah. I think that's it for now. I'm going to play some music, start printing some stuff, coloring, that kind of thing.
Hold on, just let us escape and fly away tonight. We have the world in our sight, and I know together we'll be alright. And you see, forever we will go. We are forever learning, one step at a time. As long as the world is turning, I'll be by your side.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I know I didn't really get to chit-chat with you yesterday. I was lucky enough that I got to go hang out with some of my coworkers from this past year. I got to see her little baby, which was really fun. But yeah, so I skedaddled right after work, so I didn't really get to chat with you then. But yesterday went really well. We had 2 friends absent again yesterday, so different friends than were absent on Tuesday. So it's been, it was really quiet, and like one of the friends who is absent is one of our friends with a one-on-one, so we had like an extra set of hands in here, which was really cool. But anyways, it was a pretty good day. We talked about turtles. We curled up into a little egg, and we popped our head out, and then we put our little fins out, and so we kind of simulated the life cycle of a turtle. I think I mentioned yesterday that last year I had friends put little carpet squares on their back, like their shells, and kind of walk around. So I did that, but with the little little wobble seats, like the little cushions that you put on your chair and you can kind of wobble. So I had a couple friends do that, and they thought that was so silly. And they really wanted me to do it, so they put multiple shells on me and had me crawl around. It was really fun. But yeah, it was a pretty good day. I got to do some work. I'll kind of show you how I keep some data. So I kind of highlighted some things that I thought we could really work on, and because they're only here for 2 hours, we don't work on these things all the time. We didn't play a turn-taking game yesterday, so we couldn't, check that off. So I just kind of keep track here, pluses and minuses. If you have to prompt them to do something, then I put the letter P. It's pretty easy. I have these for 4 friends. And most of these things I can keep track of during my small group time, or if I pull kids one-on-one. Some of the things I just kind of have to hold on to, little Bobby said hi to me as soon as he walked in. So then when I have a second, I can write down a plus for, greeting an adult or whatever. I don't have a little Bobby in my class. That was just an example. But yeah, so I kind of keep track of that, and then my 4 other friends who have an adult work directly with them as a one-on-one or a one-on-2. They keep track of those things. Sometimes I'll go in and add data, if it's something I'm working on one-on-one with a child, then I'll go and add it in. But for the most part, those pairs take care of that data, which is really nice. One of the things to know in special ed, take a whole lot of data. And I feel like that was something that I could really talk about in my interviews kind of over this summer, because I had some experience taking data last year and interpreting that data. That was really helpful to kind of learn before I really get into the teacher side of things, Anyways, so yeah, yesterday went well. Yeah, and so now I'm here. I am kind of setting up for the day. I got these things, which I think are so cute. So this is Ocean Week, right? So we talked about ocean animals, and then yesterday we talked about a specific animal. We talked about turtles. Today we're going to talk kind of about ways to move in the ocean. So we're going to talk about boats, and we're going to talk about submarines. So I found these on Oriental Trading, which is a fabulous website, and I love it. So they're this is a cardstock kind of thing. And so there's a whole bunch of these. I think there's 10 or 12 in here. I don't really know. But so they're little submarines, and then I printed out the kids' pictures. I'm not going to show you their pictures because privacy. But I printed out their pictures so it would fit right behind this little window, so it'll look like they're driving the submarine. They're gonna color these today and decorate them, and I think it's gonna be really cute. I went in the staff room, I grabbed some paper. It's not quite big enough to make a whole background, so maybe I'll do 2 or something, or I'll just leave it, I don't really know. But I also got some lighter blue that I thought could go I got some lighter blue that I thought like could go in the back here. Just like if their face didn't fill up the whole thing. Just like a background or like behind the little windows. Something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna kind of play around with it. I'm really gonna focus on them decorating it today. And then I'll put them together and I'll hang them up. What I've been doing and what I think I'll do for this summer is hang up their things for the week, and then after the week is done, take them down and hand them back. So I have handed back some things for them to take home, some just like little coloring things that we were working on last week. I do still have their names hanging up. I know in last week's video, I kind of gave you a little sneak peek at what we were doing there, where they had to cut out the letters of their name and put it together like a puzzle. So I still have those hanging up. That way they can kind of take some ownership of the room and kind of show off some of the work that they've done. I've also started putting up some of our ocean stuff for this week on that bulletin board over there. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have that up for this week, and then next Tuesday, when I have stuff to kind of put up from this week, or from next week, I'll put it up and then take down the old stuff and send that home. I've also been sending home pictures on Seesaw of like our larger charts that we've been doing, like when we sorted our animals into animals that do and do not live in the ocean. And then yesterday's turtle chart that we looked at. So I have been like sending pictures of those home so families can kind of see what we've been working on. But I like to keep stuff up so they can see their work and be proud of it. They like to come in and point out when their stuff is up on the walls. They find it really exciting. So yeah, so I think I will hang these up for next week, probably on Tuesday when I come in, because I like to come in a little bit early. I'll like set these up and hang them up on the board, and they'll be really excited, and then I can send them home after that. Yeah, so I think that'll be fun. I'm really excited for these. The reviews said that they were better quality than expected. Let's see. Check it out. Oh yeah, these are like cardboard. They're thin cardboard, but they're cardboard. Oh, so cute. I love it. And then I'll put the light blue behind to kind of cover up those windows. I'll cut it out and kind of do maybe just like a little oval there so I can cover up those windows. Do you think I should do something in the back? Should I like do some ocean in the back? I don't know, maybe I'll just put it up. I'll get like a big like butcher paper, like bulletin board paper in blue, and I'll put them up there so we can kind of see them all. I think that would be really cute. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a big thing and maybe cover one of the bulletin boards and put them up. Yeah, and then I can take a picture like that, send them home, and then just send home these as the, yeah. We'll see. These are going to be tricky to get home in one piece because I know they're just gonna shove them in their tiny little backpacks, but whatever. I think they're really cute. And these were like super inexpensive. They were on clearance, and I knew we were doing an ocean week, so I bought them, and I'm so excited that I did. I think this is going to be a really fun activity for them. So yeah, that's me getting ready for today. I am going to fix our message for today. I'm going to turn my tunes back on and just kind of jam out and get the room set up. Yay!
Dripping lights paint the skies. Only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move.
planning on asking the question today, which of these animals is your favorite? And I kind of want to do that, but I also kind of want to ask if they've ever been on a boat. Since we are talking about boats and submarines. I don't know. We'll see.
All because of you. Dripping lights paint the sky.
I think I will do the animal thing, because I think it will be an easier concept for some of my friends to grasp. And I think it'll be an easier question for them to answer. Like, for example, I know what kinds of ocean animals are on one of my friend's iPads. So then I think it'll be easier for her to choose that versus yes or no, because that is a hard concept for friends to understand. And just knowing my kids, I think it'll be a little bit easier to have them answer the animal question. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that. And we just have to pick 4 animals and have them choose. We'll see.
I ain't feeling lonely, and I wanna admit it's time to end the ride. Fading it too slowly, were those gonna lift me up this time? You were the only one who got me tripping up inside. All the words you told me, am I reading something different from your eyes? See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. See you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. See you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, why we gotta feel amplified. Staying to the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes.
I think that's pretty good. I'm actually very impressed with myself. So everybody will get to choose between shark, turtle, fish, and octopus. Okay, I lied. There are actually 24 of these. So maybe I'll have the adults do them too. I think that'd be cute. I think I'll write their names on here. What do you think? I think that'd be kind of cute. I think we're gonna do it.
Now I'm finally right here with you.
Only 4 friends signed in today. A bunch of them had services right when they got in. But we signed in. We made our submarines. Here's mine. The kids have their pictures in that top window, and then blue in these windows. But I think they came out really cute, and I'm excited. I did end up taking down all of our stuff from here, so that's where I'm going to put the submarines next week. I'm going to put some blue paper in the background so it looks like they're in the ocean. It'll be cute. So I had my glue somewhere up here. I don't know where my glue stick went. I have like this kind of glue. the liquid glue, but I don't really want to use that. So I guess I'm just gonna have to find another glue stick. Because the one that I found, not over here, but over where my other materials were, is all dried out. So now I'm down to no glue sticks. Started off with none, I came in with 3. Now I'm back at 0. So, guess I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, other than that, other than lose my glue sticks, it was a pretty good day. They were good. A little rowdy, but you know, whatever. Yesterday and today, because of the weather, we were unable to go outside. So I wish we could have, so they could, like, you know, run around and have fun. But they played inside, and it was fine. One family member has requested a daily communication log thing. So we're gonna send that back and forth. Yeah, some of our friends did not want to go home today, which is sweet, but also it's time to go home, so we gotta pack up. But yeah, they were good. I really liked the way our submarines turned out. They're really cute. Yeah, I can't wait to put them all up and show everyone. Okay, I'm gonna get going now. It is Thursday, so I do not have class tomorrow. I will have to run some errands and stuff tomorrow, but I won't actually be in the classroom with the children. Yeah, so hopefully I will edit this and get it up this weekend so y'all can watch it. Feel free to leave any questions or comments, suggestions, that kind of thing in the comments. You can also find me elsewhere on the internets. You can find me on Instagram and stuff like that, so you can always reach me that way as well if you would like. But yeah, happy Thursday, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.